Hello, every pony. I am back. I don't know how many of you saw my community post, but I am living in a place where my Wi-Fi is very weak and producing my normal review videos has become a much more time-consuming process. I don't know what exactly to tell you in terms of when I will do my reviews of each episode in Make Your Mark Chapter 4. And so today I picked a topic for which there are no images or videos. My Little Pony Generation 6. It will be just this picture of me for the whole video, because that's what my Wi-Fi can handle. So put me on in the background while you do the dishes or something, because there's nothing to see here. I picked this topic in light of the no longer recent news that Make Your Mark will be canceled following the completion of chapters 5 and 6 by the end of 2023. Tell Your Tale will continue into 2024, but I don't suspect it will survive long. Viewership numbers are orders of magnitude lower than they were when the show first started. I think they didn't cancel Tell Your Tale simply because it's so cheap to make, and they're still hoping to profit from toy sales. But without Make Your Mark to get us attached to these characters, I just don't think the toy sales will be there. Now, if G5 is canceled completely by the end of 2024, I really don't expect G6 to come along anytime soon or to have much effort or budget put into it, because G5 has failed on such a large scale that I'm not sure Hasbro would be willing to take the risk with G6. But let's say they do. Not only do they make G6, but they give it a proper budget, hire a team of passionate creators, and give them free reign. This is my wish list for G6. Number 10. TV-style release schedule. By that I mean 20-something minute episodes released weekly for half the year every year. MLP is a very profitable brand. Why should we expect anything less? New content fuels the fandom. It's also absolutely necessary for good characterization. There is no shortcut to making deep characters. It takes time, especially if you want to develop not only the main characters, but also explore the lives and relationships of secondary characters, which, yes, please do. Which brings me to number 9, 2D art style. There's no way around it. It takes more time and money to make a 3D art style look even half decent. A much cheaper 2D art style can look every bit as polished and appealing if they don't cop out and use bean mouths. They need to design the characters in a way that looks cute. Speaking of, number 8, horses. Part of the appeal of My Little Pony is that they're horses. Small, colorful, magical horses who can talk and live sophisticated lives similar to humans. But the similar to humans part has seen too much emphasis in recent decades at the expense of the horses part. Kids love horses. Plenty of other cartoons have figured this out and drawn cartoon horses that still look cute and expressive without having eyes the size of their bodies. I want a more horsey art style and more horsey behaviors. When a pony neighs in surprise, eats a flower, or nuzzles another pony, it's adorable, and it emphasizes what makes My Little Pony unique. There's still plenty of room for more horsey behavior without losing the relatability of these characters. Number 7, better toys. Hasbro seems to have forgotten that My Little Pony is a toy brand. There isn't exactly a vibrant collector community for G5 or even really G4 anymore. The brand would benefit from more brushables besides just the core characters of a generation, and even some merch-only characters wouldn't hurt. Number 6, detailed and expansive world. 3 isolated towns does not make the cut. As an expansive fantasy world that children can play in and explore, which was the idea with G1, obviously more locations need to exist in the world of G6. Number 5, more slice of life. G5 has very few episodes that really dig into the characters' personalities, lives, careers, day-to-day struggles, interpersonal relationships, and character flaws. G4 had a lot of episodes like that, and G6 absolutely needs them. Number 4, character-focused adventure. This is a revolutionary concept to the modern MLP audience, so let me explain. In G1, an episode would introduce a villain who wanted to ruin the ponies' lives, and against the backdrop of that threat, the episode would focus on one particular pony who grew throughout the adventure and used their strengths to stop the bad guy. G4 two-parters had a problem of sidelining the main six in favor of just Twilight or even Starlight or the Student Six. I think if the adventure episodes took the same format as G1, I would be much more invested. 3. Continuity light. G5 obviously had problems with its overarching narratives, and even G4's biggest controversies were related to its multi-season arcs and its premieres and finales. I think the adventure episodes in G6 should take another page from G1 and be mostly self-contained adventures. We don't need unicorns sprouting wings, castles springing up from the ground, and schools of friendship taking over our characters' lives. In a sense, continuity is important. When a character learns a lesson, I expect them to remember it and change, and I like seeing references to previous episodes. I just think G6 should avoid focusing too much on the overarching narrative. I imagine a G6 where you could watch the episodes in any order, and the only thing that would really surprise you is the changing portrayal of the characters as they learn and grow. Number 2, more elements from G1 through G3. G5 played the G4 homage card to death. It also played a few nostalgic references to G1, and those, for the most part, came across much better than the G4 references. G1, G2, and even G3 are old enough that they are ripe for some well-aged nostalgia, whereas baiting G4 references this early after its ending still feels like a cheap cash grab. I'd like to see, for example, a G6 Minty, and the reappearance of the twinkle-eyed ponies. Number 1, separate continuity. Nostalgic references are not the same as lashing your story down to the end of the last generation. G5 couldn't exist without practically retconning G4's optimistic ending and erasing that giant G4 map, as those locations no longer exist and yet it's still somehow in the same world. The biggest way G5 failed, and the most important thing for G6 not to do, is place itself in the same continuity as any of the previous generations. For some franchises, that works. It flopped miserably for My Little Pony. Please just don't even try to do that again. G6 must remain separate. There you have it. That's my list. Let me know what you think in the comments. I know we all have different things we want from My Little Pony, but I think most of us can agree that G5 didn't deliver what any of us were hoping for. I tried to design my wish list to create a G6 that would appeal to both the adult and child audiences of the franchise, and that would be consistent with the identity that MLP has created for itself over the decades. A G6 that plays off the strengths of the various incarnations that came before it. Let me know what you think. Peace out.